You are alive.
Oh, no.
What happened?
I erased something I didn't want to erase.
Don't erase the things that you don't want to erase. Okay, I should probably let people know that, hey, I'm live streaming now. Boom, paste, yo. Hey, it's getting smoother, it's getting smoother. Jasmine, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
I wonder if YouTube notifications are going to be sent out.
I got one. It said you started 29 seconds ago, but I know for a fact that you didn't.
Yeah.
So when you say go live the first time, it starts the counter.
Really? That's interesting. So when I start transmitting, it sends the notification out.
Yep.
Or when I click on copy stream settings and then etc. etc.
Yeah.
There you go. How's it going, everybody? I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming, and I'm joined with my lovely wife, T. Say hello, T.
Hello, T.
Exactly. That's what we're saying. Hello, Royal Crown Code. What's up, my dude? The Great King Boo, Jasmeek, Laka Luke. You got your notification about 20 seconds late. Hey, I just started. It's fine. If you got a notification, YouTube's doing good. All right. So, yesterday I was unable to find any answers and immediately had to go help baby. So we're still where we left off yesterday, and that I still don't know how to fix the text box issue that I've got going on. You're only in my left ear. Okay, wait. What about now? Is that better?
I stole the microphone.
T did move my microphone. Can you hear me in your right ear and your left now? Or is it just... Let me turn this down, turn this up. I said up. There we go. What about that?
I hear you in both.
Better? Yeah, so if the microphone is turned, they're just going to hear me in one ear.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. You can move this stuff out of the way and scoot your chair over to make
I'm going to be working over here.
excellent commentaries. You're making an interesting art style over there. Really, really cool.
I'm trying a new art style. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but
I like
I'm
it.
giving it a try.
I like it. Okay. It's great when working with wife. Yes, she's amazing. She is the good stuff.
Aw, shucks.
Yeah. So let me illustrate the issue, and maybe you guys can help me find a solution. Let me make sure I have desktop audio muted. It should be. Yeah, you guys shouldn't hear any desktop audio. There's sound effects, but and stuff, but.
But.
Are you listening to the audio in
I
your
am
headphones?
listening to the audio, so I'm on a bit of a delay.
So you can hear me, and then you wait, and then you hear me again.
Yes.
You see all this text here? It's all good. Everything's fine. It's very strange what causes some texts to be, like, messed up. So, like, if I say, is there anything that's messed up right here? Nope, everything looks good. What about right here? I mean, I love it. It's all good. What about this guy? Yep, he's fine.
You have to update the Jinx sprite that Volpe gave you like 5 months ago.
Volpe? It was Mushri.
No, Volpe gave you the sprite. Mushri gave you a face art.
But look at it right now. It's so cute. I like this one. She's so cute and fairy-like. Oh god, it's Ikemen. Do you like dinosaurs? I like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool, Ikemen. Boom. So all of the text so far in the tutorial zone, all looks right. So I'm beginning to just wonder if it's something different. Like, what am I doing I'm using colors and if we go here, that looks right. This looks right, but it's this guy right here. What?
Is it working?
Now it's working.
You just had to turn it off and turn it back on.
Oh my god. The age-old...
Did you unplug it?
The age-old solution, turn it off and turn it back on again, has fixed it. I was banging my head against the keyboard for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I don't even know how long. Ridiculously too long. And I guess whatever I did fixed it, but I had to restart for it to like take effect. Hey, oh, we made this guy out of frustration. Dorsey. What is this game even about? Dorsey. Yep. That's accurate. What is that, RPG Maker? Hello. The Pixel Litho Media. Yes, this is RPG Maker MV. I do need to test one more thing to see if the radiant beam causes the game to crash. And if not, then let me make sure I have... Wait, did I turn it up? Jasmine says, I'm so excited with finishing my game and what all the peeps think about it. Have you finished it? You can use the self-promo channel. Remember to check that out. Mink could go down here and troll the player and stop them from getting in and out. Oh no, Mink! Mink! Or no, it's not Mink. Dorsey! Dorsey, please move. Dorsey, don't. What are you doing, Dorsey? This is not a good spot for Dorsey.
Can you hit control and walk over?
I can, but the player won't be able to.
Oh yeah.
She's coming for me. Okay, she can stay down there. She needs a regain restrictions. Oh, you mean region? Weapon unleash. She does, huh? We should just move her to this room. This one's a bigger open room. Plenty of room for Dorsey. Let's move Dorsey. Let's cut Dorsey here and paste her. Let's paste her over here. She'll be down here. Just kind of walking around. It's all good. Hey, Snooze-ish. How are you doing today? The new one looks exact same, just with longer hair and details. Did you send that to me on Discord, Volpe? Hold up. I'll read your message after the stream, Frank. You kind of messaged me right as I went live, so I can't really troubleshoot your issue right now. I mean, I could, but it'd be better if you asked the stream. Alright, well I'm gonna minimize this for right now. I have to figure out what I want to do with this. Like, what are we gonna do today? Like, what are we gonna work on? I already consider this a successful day because I'm no longer troubled about the weird text being cut off issue. Good afternoon, DVD. How are you doing? Check RPG Maker chat in the server and you'll see how I'm doing. Okay. Oh, right. I already read that. Yeah. Tough. I need to get a diamond to make the thing to do the dungeons here. I'm doing great, DVD. I feel really good that the problem that was plaguing me yesterday just magically fixed itself when, well, I probably did something to cause it to fix. But it magically fixed by turning it off and turning it back on again. I love when those problems resolve themselves like that. I should have tried that. I just never think like, oh, I should close the program while I'm streaming. But like, why not? Like, so what? Right? Do. Eating cereal at 2:11. Huh.
Cereal's from the devil.
Cereal is more like a dessert than a
It
breakfast.
always makes me feel awful if I eat cereal.
Cereal is like dessert for breakfast.
You know what you need? You need a tiny... Oh, you have it. Okay, it was so tiny I couldn't even see it. The little fairy sprite.
I have a super tiny.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's actually the same sprite. I copy pasted it and I use a Yanfly plugin that changes the size of things.
It's adorable.
Yep. So I just made it like super tiny.
Wow, she disappeared in the woods.
Hey, these trees are tall. If you were looking at yourself from top down and you
But the
went into
fairy
a
didn't
forest,
disappear.
she can fly. Hello. Everything is right the way it's supposed to be. I suppose I should make some tutorials or something, like in the game, like game tutorials, and also put collectibles around maps. So right now it's like nothing, you walk around, nothing happens. Like obviously there's an event here, but process my logs.
You said logs.
Yeah, I did. $50 cut lumber. Let's see. Build a boat. I need 200 lumber. Ah, looks like you're a bit short of coins. Alright, well I need money and lumber. So I think what we should do... We need like a storyline. Somewhat of a storyline. This game's so... misty. So we're producing that. We bought that. Let's buy the lumber mill. I'm just trying to figure out what I should do. I need to make tutorials for the systems in the game. I need to make an intro scene. I need to make a storyline. Let's test if this still works right. You're supposed to just auto-transfer when you fly to this area. And then, yay, it still works. Check out that. I love it. I had to block it off because you walk on top of it, because it's technically right here. So like, in order to not make it look stupid, I just block the player off from going there when it's landed. Did you know that Sour Patch Kids has a cereal? Well, pretty much all cereal is just candy and dessert.
That's disgusting.
Sour Patch with milk.
Ugh.
It sounds great. You just give me some of that. In fact, I want it for lunch and dinner too. Sour Patch Kids cereal. It's the floating island. Doesn't have the same kind of effect that the one on Final Fantasy VI does, though. Sad shrooms, that's funny. Apples and oranges.
So this is what it looks like if I put it face size, face set size.
It looks good. It looks like one of those political campaigns, face ad thingies. You just need like the red, white, blue gradient on the background. You know what I'm saying? Like you tint the whole thing like red and blue.
Uh-huh. So I couldn't share it here on the stream.
You should put a watermark over it. It's too damn good. They're gonna be like, yeah, that's mine. They're gonna put it in their paying work profile.
I'll put a T on it.
There's some people that'll do that. It's like pretty scummy. I also need to make this map. Oh, it's Magda. There you go. That's a big blank map. So this one is the one that's the most incomplete. It's a sad shroom looking over the cliff. Sit right on the cliff edge are the best spot to put the sad shrooms. Dun 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 dun. Whoa, what happened? I have like control of it. Wait, did the land zone get messed up? How did that happen? Da 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 da. Oh. That's so weird, guys. This is just freaking weird. I didn't intend for this to happen. I never intended for this to happen. So you can just take you're flying your giant airship over this. Sometimes bugs become features. And this is now a feature. You can just land it anywhere, basically. What if you land right there? You can't land right there because this is supposed to be... Yeah, but how's people gonna know that? Like, they're gonna be like, how do I get out of here? It just completely messed up. So like, player just jumped off. Ah!
That's awesome.
It is, but it's not it's not playable. It's cool, but it's broken. Let's fix that. I don't know how that happened. Let's go take a look at that floating continent bug. Alright. Son of a glitch. Okay. Wait, is this event supposed to be here at the... Did I actually move this event? This event is supposed to be here. Na, 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 na. I think the whole problem was I accidentally moved this event. I don't know when, I don't know how. But let's see if I just move this back here, if that fixes it. There is a strange line in your stream near that donation thingy. A strange line.
I'm looking.
Let me see.
Yeah, there is. Right there, see?
What? Okay. Let me open OBS. I can show you guys what I see if you want. Hold up. I have to go to the lives section. Let's fix it together. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, don't wiggle stuff back and forth. Everything minimizes. Why is that a feature? I remember complaining.
What do you mean wiggle?
Look, you go like, if you go like this, like say we've got windows open, right? You got stuff open, but you have like this. If you go like this, pop, 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 everything goes down. Like, I don't know who wanted that feature or why that even is a feature.
How
or
did
how
you
to
even discover that?
Accidentally, over and over, I accidentally discover this. It's a dumb feature. It is not asked for, nor should it be a thing. Like, if I want my windows to go down, I can go into this corner and click on this button, everything will minimize.
Yeah.
Alternatively, I can press the Windows key and down, or D, and everything will do that. I don't need to, this accidentally happen as I wiggle it back and forth. I should look up how to disable that, because it's very stupid. I was trying to be like, look, it's a, oh, everything moves to the left, everything moves to the right. Anyway, we've got some strange line right here, and I see that. Is this part of the alert box? What is this part of? It's actually really hard to edit like this because it's so confusing. I'm going to go back over here to edit this. It could be part of the label. It is part of the label. You know what I'll do? Let's get rid of this label. Boom. That doesn't need to be there. I mean, I lose all my cool graphic effects, but they're redundant.
You fixed it.
I fixed it. There we go. All better now. Let's see if this little bug is gone now.
You know, on the plus side, one of the latest updates fixed a graphics tablet error. It wasn't just the Wacom, but it was other tablets too.
Yeah.
It's finally working now.
That's good, because it was basically a useless $80 piece of junk that didn't work in Windows 10. But it's actually a really good graphics tablet.
Yeah, works great now.
Let's snuh our way to the world map and see what happened to the chat window. The chat text. Is the chat not popping up now?
Maybe not down there.
Huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Do, 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 do. Why can't things just work though? New follower. Yada yada. All chats should be visible. I turned it off, turned it back on. See if it refreshes. I mean, I wonder if the API changed with the new YouTube thing. Because YouTube is, you know, they've got the studio beta now. And they're like phasing out all the Google Plus stuff. Lots of stuff is like broken recently, and like it seems like there's a new technical issue every time I live stream for the last week. Windows 8 was so bad, I'm sorry. It was the worst system to ever be a
Windows
system.
8 was terrible. I hated it.
I liked 7, but like now, I have 7 on another computer. and I don't really like it anymore. Like, I used to love it.
I still like 7, but 10 is good, so I guess newer is better.
Same bug. Same
I didn't
bug.
want to go to 10 because 8 was so terrible, but 10 is pretty good, actually.
I like 10.
Yeah.
I do. They got a lot right, I will say.
I happened to buy 3 laptops when they were coming with Windows 8 in them. So I
Ugh.
wound up with 3 of them with Windows 8.
That's
It was
terrible.
It was.
We found a computer on the side of the road not too long ago, and we had it working for a while, but the power supply died. I mean, it's obvious why he threw it out. It was malfunctioning. Stuff started to go bad, and it was a sign of the power supply dying. And then while we were using it, it came with Vista. Like the guy took, or the girl, whoever it was, put it on the side of the road, took the hard drive out, but we bought a new hard drive and put that in there for like $45, 1 terabyte. Western Digital, good company.
Yeah, get Western Digital, not Seagate.
And we had it working with Vista, and I'm like, oh god, Vista was so bad. But you can download Windows 10 for free and use it for a while. You can use it forever, basically. So the problem was, you can't, it doesn't let you land right here on this event, because it's got a player touch thing, I think. Ugh. So I had it moved over here. Did I never have this event working right? I feel like I did have it working perfect. Did something change? These are the transfer events. This is an auto run. So if in airship is on, then change your image, right? So that's working because it's making the image look all huge. I loved XP, Docwees. XP was fantastic. It's just like you can't even use XP or Vista anymore. They're just not supported by any modern applications. Like even running Firefox, it's like you're not using the current version of Firefox. You're using an unsecure version. And it says that. You should add a sprite for the leaving island event. Maybe make it like that it goes auto world map before you can move in it. So it has an auto run event, like when you, like on the world map, okay, that going into this works, so I don't need to look at that event, but it teleports you to the top left corner of this here, and then it's got this auto run that happens. And this auto run has a chance to rain, different chance to rain and screen tints and everything, but I might change this to Terrax lighting or something. But it's fine for now. We'll leave the weather auto run alone. But this is the auto run that controls the landing and takeoff event. So as you come in here, you'll be in airship. So I believe I'm turning the in airship switch on as when you enter in here. So this will run, and it changes the airship image to a bigger vehicle. It's the same image, except I've resized it with the Yanfly plugin. And this is also images to change the faces and the actor images to resize. If you're using a toaster, because remember you can select your character, so I've got to make events that change from small sprite to big sprite for different possibilities. So if you're this, if you're that, da 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 da. So this is all working like it's supposed to. It changes the actor images for Jinx. And then here's the movement route. So this is happening at the start. It moves the player to the landing location. And I've got it mapped out. If I had to do this again, I would use Move 2 with the Yanfly's Move Route Core. But I've got it mapped out, so I don't need to mess with it right now. And then it's supposed to get on and off vehicle. But it won't get off the vehicle right here if this event is right here. So it stops. But so I moved, that's probably why I moved the event to the left. Change vehicle image to airship 3. So this is when you activate this event. Okay, so this isn't the auto run. This is the auto run. And it gets off the vehicle, and then it sets the event location of the disembark, which is, what is this one in? Yes. So it sets this location here. I think I know what's happening now. Okay, that's good. So I'm moving the event to the place where we landed. So this event gets moved here. And this event, which is working perfectly fine, except if it's not where it's supposed to be, then it won't initiate the get on and off vehicle, so it does this movement route. And it skips if it can't complete, so then it changes the image and transfers the player, but the player is not on the vehicle, so they're like, it looks like they jumped off the floating continent. But what's happening, I can see, is that this event is not remembering where I moved it. Instead, when I walk off this map and come back, this event has been moved back to its original location. So we need to either update or add a YANFly plugin. The event location plugin, let me find. Stop map movement? No, it's an event memory something plugin. Let me look through some YANFly plugins. It's a plugin to fix this. There is a plugin. And I'm going to methodically go through them until I see the one I'm talking about. Whoa, what happened? Did my stream die? Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. I don't know what that was about. Did my, hold up. Nope, not dropping frames here. I wonder what that's about. Did you get disconnected from chat? That looks amazing, by the way, over there on your screen.
I'm sure.
It says I got disconnected from chat. I don't know what that's
I
about.
seem to be able to chat.
It's not showing me chat. Oh, now it's worked. There was definitely a bug on the back end of YouTube. This is nothing. I changed nothing.
Huh.
And remember how they were saying what happened to the chat? The chat just died, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't showing the chat on the video.
Right.
But now it is. And all of a sudden, unable to connect to chat. I'm going to reload this. Do you think it'll mess stuff up? I wonder. Let me pop this chat out, like that. Maybe it'll reload by popping it out. Test. Can you see my chat? I understand you're doing something over there.
Oh, were you asking me?
Yeah.
I could see your chat just fine.
Does it say test?
Everybody could see me. Oh, your chat. Let's see.
Okay.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so it's got to be a YouTube thing. They're still working on it. They're adding features, and there's just a lot of technical issues. I love the changes. I want them to keep going with it, and I'm just going to try to ride through the storm of technical issues until they get the entire YouTube beta, studio beta, live stream backend all set up perfectly. You should add achievements. I think that's more of like at the very end when you're trying to add extra polish. What I need now is a functional, a plugin that adds some functionality that remembers where the events are after I've moved them, and that's what's causing the bug. So if I can find the plugin, we'll fix it. I forgot the name of it, so that's always helpful, but it's hard to remember 200 different plugins names. Who remembers the name of the plugin that I'm talking about? I've mentioned it before. I've done tutorials on it, actually. In my farming system, I specifically talk about it. It is a plugin from Yanfly that remembers your event location. Like when you do a set event or an event moves and you leave the map, the event doesn't go back to where save event location. That sounds like what it is. That sounds like what it is. Save event locations. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Jazz. Okay, so this is what we need. And what we're going to do is put, this will cause the map to save every event's location on that map. After leaving and returning to that map, the events will be reloaded onto their last saved positions in addition to the direction they were facing. So I could put it on the event or the map, and I only need it for this event, really. So I'm going to copy this, save event location, singular, and put it in here, and that should fix the bug from the jumping off the, the floating continent. That should fix the suicide bug, where your player jumps off the continent into the water. Oh, I also need to make sure that I have it in a spot that it's going to work right. So I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. I think it should it should work anywhere inside it's not an extension, so as long as it's inside like the event plugins, I'll just put it right there. Should be fine. Save event. I have it on already. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, I already had it on. So let me delete this. Save event locations is on right here, but I didn't put the note tag, save event location, which I already put on the event now. So now, just by, I already had the plugin, I just didn't put it in the note tags. So this should fix it. Let's test that. I also want to keep a log of what I'm doing. Pretty sure that'll fix it, but let's test it. Oh, we also fixed a show text being cut off bug. I don't know how we did it. We did a lot of things. One of those things, which also required a turn it off, turn it back on again approach, fixed it. But we did fix it. Black Bullet Studios, who forgot me, huh? I'm Ikumin. How many accounts do you have, Ikumin? Are you Super Kai 64?
I think he's Super Kai 64. That's how I talk good.
How much dedicated wham to the server? The kid's a legend. Ikuman is not a person, he is a hive mind. Okay, the entrance works, the disembark works, but when I walk on it, she's about ready to depart. This worked before, so I tested it and this worked before, but what was happening was it would bug when I went like this. I would get on, it didn't disembark this time, do you see that? Oh, because it doesn't, okay, I got it. I also need to move it again, the opposite. So what I did here, where I'm setting, set event location, did I actually fix it? I'm actually using that though. So let me cut this and put it above the transfer event. Maybe that'll fix it. Because I am moving it back. So I'm moving it. It's here by default. You land here, because you can't land on this event. So you land here, and then when you land, it moves this event over where you're at. And then you can activate it from standing there. And when you run this event, it moves it back here. But what was happening is it would transfer before it did the move event, so I don't think it's going to do a set event location if you've already transferred to another map. So let me test it one more time after. Wait, what did I change though? I didn't change anything, did I? It already is saying to do that, so let's. Oh no, I did. Oh gosh, my brain. I just moved it so that it does it before the transfer. I'm like, did I make a change? I made the change. Werewolf CZ, how you doing? Wasn't it about 5 or 6 accounts he had? Yeah, I've seen at least 5 or 6. Plus on the Discord he's got 3 that I know about. Probably more. Snooze-ish. I don't know. It's just a young kid from India and very enthusiastic about dinosaurs and Unity. He's a good fella. He's a good fella. He's just got a lot to learn. Ingenio gráfico muy bacano. Te felicito, amigo. Me gusta mucho. You like it a lot, my something something, my friend. I like it a lot. Muy bacano, te felicito. I'm not sure, but thank you. I think it's something good. Despacito. Okay, this seems to be working here. Werewolf is saying something like, okay, I recognize that as Spanish, but I don't know what werewolf is saying, what language that is. Ja sohla sim tu musi bit dobra capella. I hope I didn't say something bad. Don't make me say something bad, come on. Confused Despacito? I think we fixed it. Yes. So it was a matter of putting in a note tag on the event to save the event location, as well as setting the event location before the transfer event, because if you try to set the location after the transfer event, the map ID has changed, so therefore it won't do that. So I think we fixed it, because now when we land here, we can walk this way, diddly-did, no. And we can go back here, and it should be right on the land zone, and it works. We fixed it. Hey, we did it! Another bug down. Another bug bites the dust. So this is the zone for your opponent to start on. And I'm not sure how I'm going to code the AI to be competitive. But I need to put all these nodes down, at least if they're blank events. Like a mine's here, another mine over here, a farm, and then these are obviously farmlands, and then like lodging, which would give you like extra tax money if you can provide, I guess, food? I don't know. And then this would be like the graveyard of this area, which could be another map to explore, and then this could be another thing where it's like excavation or something, or meteorologist type thing where they look for, I don't know. There's a lot to figure out still in this project. I don't know how to make it all work as like a cohesive story. Systematically, I know what I'm going to do, as far as the systems, and I see that it works like it, but I don't know how to make it like make sense as a game. It's just one step at a time, really. Let's purchase that farm. Let's get the lumber mill. You're not supposed to have the airship yet. I'm just doing this because I'm testing stuff as a dev. When you need to explain something you don't know how to explain, magic. Pretty much. It's a standard go-to for it's like the fantasy game crutch. When you can't explain it with technology, or you're like not having a lot of technology in the game, magic. That's your standard crutch. Animal Crossing debit simulator? Bro, where are my dinosaurs at? I should make some dinosaurs for Iku. I need to test Radiant Beam, because that's another bug that was causing some issues. Debt simulator? Wow, feels missed, bro. Rope. You want to see the baby? Oh, that's too bad. She's not for your entertainment.
Someday. We'll do a cameo someday.
Yeah, someday when she can give her consent.
There's pictures on the Discord.
Yeah. How's the eye? Everything good? Yeah, everything's good. I mean, the cancer is going away. There's two things that could happen. It could be getting bigger, or it could be getting smaller, or three things, or it could be staying the same. And in my case, it's getting smaller. So that's always fantastic. When she can speak, Dad, what this you are doing? We need some saws, get some hay, raw fish. My writing sucks. Let's show these. Sometimes it just auto hides them. Please don't feed the baby my cupcakes. Hey Malik, what's up, dude? So when we finally get the boat, we can come here. Should actually test these to make sure that they have a chance to give oak wood log. You can see the difference in the icons. This is one that came from, I think Yanfly took it from VX, or no, yeah, VX Ace, and then like resized it. And then this is the one I made. This log is an icon I made in Ace Bright. You can clearly see the difference. Hey, it still kind of looks like a log, maybe. This town I have to make. I've got to do a lot of maps still. Hey, we can just walk up here because, sure. Got to work on making some restrictions. Region restrictions or something. Let's region restrict this. Let's fix that real quick. Gosh, there's so much I need to fix in this game. It's kind of like, I don't know the right word. Overwhelming. It's like, I don't ever see this game being done. I know I'll get it done eventually, but it's... Okay, I'm using 85. Okay, 85 per player restrict. Players shouldn't walk on the water, or right here. The rest should be fine. I could let the player walk behind this, and that would look better. But I don't want to mess with that. Snoozish says, I just want to live in Final Fantasy XIV's world. Sounds like an addiction. It won't update yet. Yeah, I have to like save and load. Let's delete, save on one, save on one. Ooh, this is new. I hit restart and it says uncaught type error. Cannot read property constructor of null. What? What?
Ooh, that doesn't tell you much.
That doesn't say very much at all. I was like restarting. I'm just constantly trying to get that bug again. Doesn't seem to be doing it again. It was when I restarted. What? I don't know, man. I love my little int. Did I ever make a tutorial on how to make this right here? This starting thingy? I feel like there's a good tutorial in this. Yeah, I have a GF, lol, bye. Oh my gosh. Why do we care if you have a GF? Look so YT, how you doing? Just came here. May I hear what's on your mind? On my mind right now is trying to figure out what I really want to do with this project. I'm like in the, I don't know where it's going. I don't know what it's going to end up being. I've lost my vision for the project, really. I mean, I have an idea of what I have the previous thing I had. I don't have a clear-cut story for this game. It's got a lot of interesting systems and like work put into it, but at the same time, I don't know what I'm doing with it. It's not like it's not a linear story. It's not a typical RPG. It's something very different. And I like what I've built, but I don't understand how I'm going to make it into a complete game. So, contemplating what I'm doing with this project, really, that's what's on my mind. Good question. Thank you for coming by, saying what's up. What's a GF? A giraffe? Let's just assume that all instances of GF mean giraffe. We're gonna redefine it for this stream.
I want a giraffe.
How did you get it? How did you get a giraffe, dude?
Yeah,
That's
I want
pretty
one.
good. I thought you needed a license to have one.
I want a miniature giraffe to play with.
I want
these miniature elephants.
I want a miniature elephant like the size of my hand, but I want like 20 of them. And I just
The number keeps growing. First it was like 3 or 4, then 8, then 12. Now it's 20. He'd be surrounded by like 600 little elephants in the house.
a herd of tiny elephants. I would write him in a tale listening to Little Nas. That's good. I'm gonna ride my giraffe into the old town RPG. You're gonna get Billy Ray Cyrus to sing a hook. Ride my giraffe, #1 on the charts. This is all really funny if you replace all instances of GF with giraffe. Little Nas X came out of nowhere. I never heard of him before that song, and then I really liked that song actually. I don't know what. Something about it made me like it. And I don't like his new one, Panini. It's stupid. The video's stupid too.
He's probably a one-hit wonder.
Well, I think it's doing well. It's just not for me.
Werewolf, the answer to your question is obvious. You can squish 1,000 ants really easy, but you can't squish an elephant. But would you have the heart to squish 1,000 elephants?
No. You can't squish a single elephant. Well, I don't know what I should be doing with this. I really need to take a break. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with this. What should I work on? That's the problem. It always creeps up this... I think, you know what, I kind of think that's why I took a break in the first place. I didn't know where I was going with the project, and then I had a bunch of real life stuff, and I'm like, good timing to take a break on it. And I just released the last game that I put out. Is that a redundant sentence? Yes. I just released a game I put out, guys. It's on itch. The link is in the description. You can play it for free. Absolutely free. It's called The Legend of Driftwood, and it is a more linear, typical RPG that's got a storyline and a cohesive, progression. And I worked on it for a long time, and now I have something good to show for it. And I imagine this project will be something like that years from now. But I just don't know. I feel like I need to do something else.
What to do?
I do. I feel like I need to not work on this. Which is a shame, because I know that a lot of people wanted to see me work on this, and I want to get this game done. I just don't know what I'm doing with it. I really need to figure, because it's going to be like a slapstick game where it's kind of just full of miscellaneous stuff. I need inspiration. I need to be inspired. This game could be about fighting a war, and you work through the story by building stuff. Because right now how it sits is you're a toaster, and you're the mayor of a town as a toaster with a fairy as a guide.
It makes perfect sense.
You go around the map buying things, and supplying them to keep them making revenue. Make the story really funny? Well, it is kind of a funny story, but it's ridiculous, and I don't understand how to make it into something like I don't know how to keep going with it. Your father was a waffle machine, and he died. He wanted you to keep the town alive. Play The Sims 4? I have The Sims 3. I played it like an hour when I got it on sale for like $2 or something. And then I was like, oh yeah, The Sims. I remember playing The Sims 2 10 years ago, blah, blah, blah. And then I played The Sims 3 and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't want to play this at all. The Sims 2 is so much better. I felt like The Sims 3, something about it, like they tried to do micro monetization and just it kind of like felt icky. And then I just kind of lost interest. Hey, listen. Does the little fairy scream at you the entire time? No, but the fairy will be the source of tutorials. I could start working on the tutorials for certain systems in the game. Then don't have a story because it looks hard to put all of this into a story. Hey, toaster, listen. You're a toaster, and I mean, the game has some cool features, really. It really does have some fun, interesting features. Maybe I should play the game. Maybe I should just play it and see what I like about it and what I don't like about it. I'm going to be a toaster named What Am I Doing? That's his name.
Are you having a mid-game crisis?
I'm
right
having
now?
a mid-game crisis, that's true.
No.
It's a mid-game crisis. I don't know what I'm going to do with this.
An existential crisis.
An existential mid-game crisis. Hey, the town needs your help. You've been promoted to mayor. You have no say in this, but worry not, I'm here to help. I'm your secretary, Jinx. Let's get to helping the people become prosperous again. Jinx joins the party. That's the extent of the storyline, guys. That's as far as the story goes. We have a food processing table where we can turn apples into applesauce because you need that in your game. We have a piano that actually lets you play the notes. If you smash, well, you guys can't hear the desktop audio, well, so that's fine. But it works. I have a tutorial on it. There's an enchanting system that upgrades the weapon unleash and stats on your weapons. It's not activated. You have to do it in the tutorial, but it's there. We've got a little tutorial room with Teddy, who can tell you all about stuff in the game. And there's a person behind the desk, but you're actually talking to Teddy. That's the person here. Let's ask Teddy about the hunger system. And we've got a hunger system. And blah, blah, blah. Press E to eat. Or go to your menu and use item. You can turn off burp sound effects. That is a feature of the game. You can turn off burp sound effects.
Wow.
And there's a lot of things like that in the game. Lots of custom artwork submitted by me and other viewers. A rough map. This tells you about the auction house system. Yep, that's what that is. There's an auction house. We've got Doc Weeze here telling us about the leveling up of our weapon using enchanting stations, and he gives us an empowering gem, which we can go and get it. And then we've got Ikemen in the game. He made it. Look, Ikemen is here. More stuff I made in a sprite. Do you like dinosaurs? I like dinosaurs. I'm going to change it to I have a GF now. That's Eric Sanders. He's in the game telling you more useful information. There's just books with, stuff about the game. You can rename your town. There's no random encounters, but you get attacked when you open the chests. So we've got this little tutorial zone, and each of these is a little tip. You got to have something to keep your business running. Many areas you can purchase automatically generate stuff. As mayor, you can change the name of your town. These vending machines sell water and what, snacks? Yeah, you can buy oranges and snacks and stuff. This guy gives you a strange liquid. If you You listen to him. Lots of custom animations. You go around the map and you collect a node right here. So if you have hay and you pay 1,000, well then you own this and it'll consume hay every couple minutes or so, and it'll give you either raw meat, leather, wool, or fertilizer. You can go over here and for 1,000 purchase a fishing fishing dock where you can consume fishing poles to pull up raw fish. Of course, it doesn't always consume the fishing pole for each fish. It's a random chance. It's like, I think, 5 or 10% chance to lose a fishing rod when you're fishing. You can buy cupcakes from Snoozish. Because his cupcakes are snoozalicious. Say his name. You can go here and sell stuff. Wait, I need this actually for the enchanting system. Let's sell something else. What do I want to sell? Strange liquid. I don't know what it goes for. So let's actually see what it goes for. That's the auction house system. So we can go here and try to sell this strange liquid, and we're being offered 500, which is half of its value, so it's worth 1,000. So you can sell it for 2,000 on the auction house, plus 1 to 10% bonus. So let's sell this strange liquid for a couple thousand. Got one of them. And boom! Now that's going to be up for sale, and after a timer goes off, it's going to run on a timer. The higher the value of the return, the longer it takes to sell. You get money for that. And we've got a farming system. Here's the enchantment system. Made this stuff in H-Bright too. This is a dumb system that I don't like and I don't want to use anymore. I want to change it. I don't. So, to make this work, you have to take off your weapon, go to this thing, select the empowering gem, and then select the weapon, and then boom. Hey, it gets enchanted. You upgrade it to level 2, and then you have to remember to equip it, and like, it's too much menu work. So I don't necessarily like this whole enchanting system. I want to make it differently. I want to do something else with it. But that's what it is for now. This guy gives you a quest when you're a high enough level. And this guy just says, nope. That's cool, Sora. He's in the game too. And this is a dungeon system, a dungeon crawling system. You have to make a key item, and you need a diamond to do that. So I think I put a diamond in here to start the player off if they're clever enough. Oh, I just gave you the keystone. So with the keystone, you could start spelunking, basically. So we go here. Let's get this. I've made several items like this one, the chest of picks, which I need to rename food to actually be like consumables or something. So you open the chest of picks, and you get a random amount of them, from 10 to 20, I believe. Take this mushroom. There's mushrooms scattered around, and they do different things, like healing you up, making you go crazy. We'll use a level 1 keystone, and if you use a higher level keystone, you get sent to higher level dungeons. But this is 10 levels, and it randomly picks from 16 different maps. And there's no random encounters, but when you go to unlock the chests, there's a guard. There's like a dungeon guard. And the thing that you fight is based on the level you're on. So if on the first level, we're going to be fighting the weakest level 1 enemies, these memory thingies. And they're very easy, very, very easy, but like as you get higher up, they become much harder. Also, you get random loot. So, like, there's like 50 or something different items you can get. We got a vile concoction. So you can get all kinds of different random stuff from opening these chests. Strawberries. Okay, and proceed to the next level. Or we can exit the dungeon or do nothing. I think we'll go to the next level. This game is missing an end goal, like what is the player trying to accomplish? Docweez, that's I think you hit the nail on the head right there. I need to design the enemy already. Like, I need to design your rival. The person who's buying land, setting up businesses, and trying to take over the world. That way the player has this long-term goal of getting things faster than the enemy. I think that's... Maybe I should start working on the AI of the enemy, because I'm sure I'm going to encounter several challenges. Here's another little collecting system. So you find these little pixie dusts all over the place. They currently are just collectibles, but I mean, I hope to make them do something eventually, or be a part of some system eventually. A lot of chests are hidden. Like, you can see it kind of poking out a little bit there. Oh, I need to see, hold up, before I use that skill, I'm going to save it. I need to test to see if the Radiant Beam crashes the game. So I'm going to save it before the next battle, and then test the Radiant Beam. You are a toaster with a pet fairy that helps you. Oh, I forgot to save it. Okay, it's fine. Weapon unleash. Bang. Bang. If you have played Civ or any other 4X game, you know that making the AI is going to be a massive undertaking. Yep, I frequently play Civ 6 with the wife and stepkids. Hold up, I don't want to enter that yet. Let's save it. Why does it default to 9? It's really weird. Okay, now let's see if this crashes the game. It crashes, okay. So I wonder if this is what's really causing this. I don't know. It's showing something as a battle update for Mr. T's Emerged animations, which I like that plugin, but it's just a little graphic thing. It could be the place animation, it could be the Emerge animations, it could be a core updates incompatibility somewhere, like I've got something that doesn't play well with it. It's hard to say for sure. I'm glad I saved it first, though. So I've got the core updates on. Let's take off the Emerge animations first. Mr. T's plugin, which is a really cool little plugin, man. I mean, if this fixes the crash, then I can look at that in more detail, but I don't think it's going to. So it didn't do the little lightning shh, the Emerge animation. So it still crashes. Just kind of looks past that. I mean, that's just something that was playing. That doesn't necessarily mean it was the problem. So let's turn that back on. I wonder if it's my plugin. Let's turn my plugin off and turn on Emerge animations. Turn that back on. Because it's running pretty smoothly, considering, all things considered, how many parallel process events are going on. It's running really smooth. So I like the optimization thing. Probably better. It's my plugin. Okay, that's fine. Let's look at the common event that it's calling for the Don't remember where it's at, but it does call a common event to show animations. So it's this one. So I'm using, I'm placing a ton of animations really quickly to make it look good. Designing skills like this is not great, to be honest. So I could just replace the animation for that skill and keep that plugin off. I would rather have desktop optimization than my place animation plugin. If I had to choose, Yanfly's desktop optimization is probably a much better choice. So that's the trade-off. Unfortunately, it's gonna make that skill look stupid. It's gonna look stupid now. Gosh, I want to throw this whole game in the garbage. Do you guys ever feel that? I know you do. You're just like, I don't know what I'm doing with this project. Stuff doesn't work sometimes, and I just want to burn it all to the ground. Start over. Let's get Harold walking around again. That's what we need. We need Harold. I don't know, maybe I need a break from the engine. Maybe I need to go back to JMS2 for a little bit. I think it's going to help my sanity if I do that. But not as many people are like willing to pay 80 or 100 bucks for the engine, and therefore they never give it a shot. And they realize that they have to find art assets and sound assets on their own, and like, it's too much work, I don't want to use it. Yeah. It's really a good engine. I feel like my next game shouldn't be on RPG Maker, but it's like my core audience as well. So I'll be streaming to half my audience or even a quarter. I mean, I might do that just because, you know, like I said earlier on, like when you stop having fun, the audience will notice that, and you gotta do what's fun. Like, unless you're like catering to Fortnite audience, obviously they're not having fun at this point. They're doing it for views. But I mean, with RPG Maker content, you don't really get views. There's a set amount of things that you're going to. There's a set amount of people who are interested in that, and it's a niche market, and you're not going to get a ton of views. You just don't. So why do it? Well, you have to enjoy it. But when it becomes like a stressor, you need to just take a step back. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna play some GMS2 starting tomorrow and start a new project and do something different. Do something, step away from what I've been doing over and over and over. And it's not like this is a bad project. I think I put so much into Legend of Driftwood that I've got, when I jump to this new project, it's like, when I jump to this project that's not new, it's like ideas I had from earlier this year. Some were half-baked. There's not like a real solid cohesiveness. I don't know. I feel like I'm a bummer. I feel like I'm being a bummer right now. This is a great engine, and I love it, but I feel like I need a break from it. I don't know. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Or am I just like rambling? Make Harold the enemy player? That's pretty funny, actually. The enemy mayor is going to be Harold. Royal says, we'll follow and support you wherever you go. Most of us will help you wherever we can too. Royal, you are a true gentleman. In fact, I think Royal gave me some keys to give away, some languages, some language, keys to language learning software. I actually haven't opened the text file. I just trust I know that you sent the thing. Are they Steam keys, Royal? The software that you gave to me? I haven't looked at any of it yet. I haven't opened the text file, but I know I have keys. Are they Steam keys? This project has no focus, so it's hard to stay motivated. Yep, I think that's what's happening. Like, I'm able to fix bugs and when I find an issue and I figure out what I want to do, I can execute on it. I'm pretty good at it. I can figure out what's wrong and fix it most of the time. And if there's something that's I don't know, that's broke, I can typically find a solution for it. But when I'm like running dry on the creativity well, I'm trying to figure out what to do with something. Like, there's a lot of things I could do, right? But talk is cheap, and what I want to invest time into executing. And I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels day after day when I work on this. When I was working on Legend of Driftwood, I feel like I was getting a lot done every day. And even when I encountered an issue, I found a solution. And like, even though some of it was repetitive, I was like, hey, I get more. Now I have more enemies. Now I have more bosses, more systems, and like, it came together very nicely. And I got into that groove where it was very rewarding every step of the way. And then I come back to this, and I'm like, first of all, just getting everything compatible again it's not a fun process. Ask anybody who's took a project from like 1.4 to like 1.5 or 1.6, or anybody who's brought a project from previous versions up to date. It's annoying. You have to ditch systems that you've been working on because plugins are no longer compatible with one another. New stuff comes out that makes other stuff break. Save the parts of this project you like for a different idea down the road. I'm definitely not going to completely abandon and throw this in the dumpster, but I don't feel like I can finish it right now. I don't feel like I can do it right now. Maybe I'm burnt out, right? Because from working every day on another project where I felt more rewarded for doing it. Yeah, in LOD, it had an end game. It had a storyline. It had like systems that took the player past the beating the game, and it was, I mean, I didn't have to worry about trying to be funny. In this project, it's going to be slapstick. So if you try to do a slapstick game and you're not funny, then you fail. But if you're just making a typical fantasy RPG, you just put together a good game, with a solid story. You don't have to worry about trying to be funny. And so it's like there's different requirements for each of these projects. And I feel like I'm adding a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. Like, do I really need a farming system that gives you experience? Like, well, it's kind of a cool little thing, but it doesn't change the game at all. Does it need a dungeon crawling system? Well, if I want to call it an RPG, it kind of needs a battle system, right? But does the game really need a battle system? Not really. It's kind of like I'm a little bit here, I'm a little bit there. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with it. I don't know where the end goal. I don't see the end of it. And it's too late in this stream to start working on GMS2. I'm just talking about contemplating ideas for going into the future. GMS2, I think, is going to be a nice little escape. And you know what happens is, as I work in GMS2 or any other engine, I start missing features that RPG Maker has. So it's easy to take the things you have for granted until you don't have them. And then you're like, well, I missed that. It was so easy to do that in the other engine. It was so easy to do that in the other engine. And this other thing, well, to do that in this other engine, all I had to do was yada, yada, yada. So I feel like by playing around in GMS2, I'm going to also want to work in RPG Maker MV more, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, this is an auto run. Whoa, I think I found a bug. That or my keyboard broke. Or I mean my controller. Because it's like, okay, look, I'm not pressing anything and my character walks down. So there's like a parallel move down or a repeating move down bug. Hey, let's look at that. I can fix that. Let's go there and try to figure out what that thing is. I've basically been running around fixing bugs, but not adding anything, not really doing anything. I'm just kind of like polishing and fixing bugs because I don't know where to go with it. So it's easy to be like, oh, that's broke. What's going on here? Fix that. Oh, that's broke. I can, oh, the simple thing, da-da-da-da. And that's all I've been doing with it. And I don't feel like that's going to get me anywhere. I mean, it's definitely improving the project, but it's not adding anything or even getting close to finishing. So what's happening over here? When I walked over here, I felt like my character was in an auto-run movement event or something. Or not an auto-run because it gave me control. More like a... Okay, here's a parallel. If the player's in the position of 11-131, where's that at? 11. So if the player's standing right here, set the movement route. Okay, so this is how you get in the door, is checks the player. That's an interesting way to do it. Check that out. A script that says if the player's position is at this X and Y coordinate, $gameplayer.position.pos, and then XY. That's pretty cool. Script call condition. I've been rambling. Let me go back into those comments over here. We love you, not the game, and if you want something different and other people also do, you should. Heck, I just started watching your streams every day, and I don't love your content, but you. Aww. Thank you so much, Werewolf. I never thought I would be happy about someone telling me they don't love my content. Maybe focus on one idea from the project and make something else. You need to play a game or just chillax for a bit? I could do that. I think first impressions can wear you out quickly, but they're also a nice little break in between the development cycle. Skepsis says, I really think you need the engine change just to regroup and find some new inspiration. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. The note system is a goat. Please don't underrate yourself on that creation, man. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I like and at first I was worried that RPG Maker's optimization would make the entire idea completely inoperable after a certain level of complexity. But the node system is basically what this whole thing is operating on. It's a series of parallel process events that are triggered with switches, and as you buy the fishing dock, then it checks to see if you have the item, and if you do, it runs a timer, and as the timer progresses, when it reaches a certain point, it basically adds 1 to a variable every frame, so you can kind of control everything off of like a timer. So you press escape and it pauses all of the common events, but when you're not in a battle or in the menu, it's running a timer, and the hunger system is making you lose hunger bars, and you're getting resources just by standing there instead of like going around mining stuff. You could mine just by standing there because you bought a business, and that business is producing things for you. So this is the farm timer system. Doesn't look like much. It's not too complicated, but you start stacking all these type of common events on top of each other, and you've got a pretty cool little thing. And I'm using Gab Window to give you notifications for things. Here's the quarry, the fish timer. The global controller is to turn off and on stuff, like when you have to have checks and handlers for whenever like say you have the money to run a business and you own it, you bought it, and it's on, but you run out of pickaxes. Well, it needs to stop, but what happens when you get pickaxes, it also needs to know when you now have pickaxes, so it needs to check to see if you have them, and so that it can resume automatically. Early on, I added another level of complexity to allow the player to pause the node, which is, it's just another thing, but I later on realized that was an excessive amount of complexity. It works, and you can do it for all of them, but it's unnecessary. Oh, that's a big jet. And then here's for the farming system, the seeds planted. And then apple trees are, this one's easy. It's like you buy it and it just keeps producing apples and oranges. And here's more mining and more lumber mill. And here's the progress bars for the farming system. Yeah, I need to take a break from RPG Maker MV a little bit. I think I'm going to do some GMS2 stuff starting tomorrow, and come back to this when I hit a wall there, because that'll inevitably happen too. And but that doesn't mean I won't be messing around with RPG Maker. I'll still be answering questions, making tutorials when needed, micro tutorials on Discord live stream. We edited a video yesterday, how to stream on Discord, and it's a pretty cool video. It's about a 3-minute video. You should go watch it later on if you use Discord, and if not, come join us in the Discord server. Links in the description below, right next to the download my previous game link, which you can do that for free as well. Cool Source says, just make it a game to play for the gameplay, not the story. Yeah, I'm thinking of that, Cool Story. I think originally that was my idea, but when I started thinking about wanting to sell a game, it kind of puts this bit of pressure on me that I think nothing I do is good enough to sell. Like I want to give it out for free, or have it meet this imaginary expectation that I'm setting. Like, I don't know. I keep saying I want to sell this game, but I have a feeling that I'm going to release it in a what I wanted it to be condition, and just putting it out for free. And I don't want to do that. I want to make money, guys, obviously, right? But I don't feel like I could charge for I don't know, like, people charge for crap games all the time, and I kind of hate it, and I don't mind paying for a game if I like it and if I feel like it's worth it. But something, it's kind of like, gosh, I'm all over the place. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, I feel like I might release this for free as an early. It's got so much to it, though. I want to make money on it, obviously, but I don't feel like I can even get anything out of it right now. I don't feel like it's not a complete game right now. It's too early to say. I'm gonna just shelf it. I think it's causing me too much of a stressor. It's just making me not want to work on it. I think if I just play around in GMS2 and try to make a free game, try to make a small free game, it's something about the mentality of like, oh, I'm going to just make this for free, and if you guys want to play it, you can play it. It makes it so like I can make compromises and not feel bad about it. When I make compromises on a game that I'm like, I'm definitely going to charge for this, then I'm like, I need to handcraft that. Oh, I need to make that myself. Oh, I can't download that. I think I'm putting a little bit of too much expectation on myself, really. I think we are our own worst critics. So when we see something, we're like, I don't like it because of this, this, or that. Of course, there's other types of people out there who don't know they suck and will never know they suck. And like, it's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. There are a certain percentage of the population that just think they are awesome, and they're really terrible and incapable of knowing how terrible they are. And it's kind of tricky because a lot of the people who are really good at things think they're not good at things. And then you have another set of people who are really good, but they know they're really good. And so it's hard to determine, is this person really good at it because they say they are, or are they another victim of Dunning-Kruger, of the Dunning-Kruger effect, and where they think they're amazing, but they actually just really suck. And I think I've always fell into the, everything that I've been good at, I've kind of just assumed that everybody's good at those things. But that's not the case. You know, I've learned that a lot of the things I'm good at, not everybody's good at. What are we talking about again? What are we even doing here? Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, that's cool, Doc Bees. I think I'm glad that you like the node system. When I first thought of like, can MV do this? I was really excited, and I still am. I think it's pretty cool. I wonder if I could package that system and put it in a plugin and sell the plugin. But I don't know. People also have like, oh, plugins. I don't want to pay for plugins. I'm like, these plugin developers put a lot of work into their plugin most of the time, and as long as it's like a decent price and like, I don't see a problem with people selling plugins, but I do see some people in my Discord like, oh, they shouldn't charge for plugins, but on my end, I'm like, why shouldn't they charge for plugins? Like, they should totally charge for their work. Of course, not every plugin should be paid, you know, if it's a small thing and it doesn't really take too much time to create, it would be kind of goodwill to put it out for free, but you could still charge for that too. I mean, it's up to the person who creates it. So I'm also conflicted about if I want to, and also, do I have the capability? Can I see to it? Can I see it through the end? Because it won't always be like, oh, I know how to do that, I know how to do that. You're going to be like, it's not working, what do I do? It's not working, how come I don't get it? It's not working. What do you do at that point, you know? A node system as a plugin, and then you have to think about how it would be used, like what's the practical use for it? To eliminate the need to have to make all these common events, I suppose, and organize your variables. But the level of complexity to making a system like this into a plugin is higher than the level of complexity it is to make the system inside a common event structure. Like, so it's the next level of obfuscation. I have the capability of making this system, but do I have the capability of turning the system into a plugin that is multifaceted and easy to learn and like practical? So it's like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. Like, is it possible? Sure, but do I have the capability to do it in a timely manner? I don't know. I don't know if I do, really. If your life depended on it, could you do it? Well, you could do a lot of things if your life depended on it. Believe it or not, you could probably do most things that you set your mind to if you have the resource and the time to do it. But not everybody has the resources or the time, and the people who do have the resources and the time usually lack discipline. That's why things, or in the cases where it doesn't, where you don't do the thing. At T's Jams, Drift.exe is overheating and needs a breaku. Skepsis says, nothing wrong with getting paid for good work. I agree. When you build a minigame as a plugin, you can charge for that. Yeah, that's what Jazz says. Clear your mind and calm down. I'm pretty calm. Cool, Sora. I'm just kind of having a discussion. This game dev session turned more into a group therapy session. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. You guys are helping me vent some issues and deal with some thoughts. And I really love the feedback. I honestly do. I really appreciate you guys coming to the stream. I love the feedback, even when you give me things I don't want to hear. I mean, it's still, it is feedback and I value it. But you guys have been really cool, really cool. What about a free demo or trial? Like, yeah, I don't see this going, this project I'm talking about, going, just disappearing. I definitely feel like one day I'm going to have an idea, an epiphany, if you will, where I'm like, this is what it should do. This is how it should go. And then I'll just be like on fire to make it happen. Because typically you need that inspiration, and then you set aside time, and that gives availability. But I'm feeling a lack of creativity, and I'm feeling a little trapped in this project. I think it's an awesome project with a lot of potential, and it has some cool systems in it. I've made tutorials on a lot of the systems. So if you want to like learn how to do some of the things I did in this project, I have tutorials available on the channel if you're interested in that. But I feel like I just need a little break from it. Like, I thought I was ready to come back to it. And I did come back, fix some bugs, and bring it back up so that it'll run in 1.62. So I'm happy that I at least came back to go, before this gets too out of date, let me do this little sew over here. This patch is coming off, sew that back. Oh, this is getting really foggy. Let's shine this little mirror. And that's all metaphorical, but you know what I'm saying, right? I'm doing a little bit of polish, fixing some game-breaking bugs. But I don't think I'm ready to pick up this game yet and really like knock it out of the park. And if I force myself to, I feel like I'll regret that. Definitely will. Drift therapy. Prototype it, have a programmer make the plugin from the prototype and sell the plugin. That's possible, but you have to find somebody who's willing to work with you. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of programmers out there who would like believe that I would split the money with them, or like, you know, there's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of like BS that goes on. And when you work with somebody, you kind of have to really trust the person. But with the analytics that you get from a lot of these, like you can show the income. So If you wanted to do a revenue split, you could do that. If you're worried like it won't sell that well, you can do a revenue split so that whatever it makes is what you guys both get or all get. And I would be willing to do something like that. But I think the more practical approach is to pay the programmer, like just do a 1099 contract. Like employ do a contract so that you're paying the programmer for a set solution. Like say, hey, this is the problem. If you are to provide me a solution for this problem, here is what you get. And then you guys agree on that, and then the programmer, which they like problems, and they like providing solutions and not worrying about BS, but also who doesn't need money for their work, right? So if the number is equivalent to the amount of investment time and technical aspect, technicality, then you could probably get someone to do that. I feel like I lost my train of thought there. But basically what I'm trying to say is, I would rather pay a programmer a set amount of money and then have them turn the prototype into a plugin, but under a collaborative name, like saying we both made this thing, and then I get the revenue from recurring sales, if there are any, and the person who did the coding, or the majority of the coding, would get a lump sum immediately. But either way, you could do revenue split or you can do lump sum 1099, it would still work. Do not hire someone who isn't filing 1099 or 1040. Well, yeah, obviously, that's why I was saying 1099 private contractors, because you have to pay like a lot of, there's just so many reasons why hiring somebody as a 1099 is the practical way to do it now. Even when I worked at a school as a teacher, I was paid as a 1099 private contractor. That way they didn't have to provide me with benefits, and they didn't have to provide me with health care and all kinds of other stuff. Yep. Yeah, Joshua, you sound like you know what you're talking about. But yeah, I know what you're saying. How big is that map? It is 185 by 145. It's plenty big. It's plenty big. It's a nice looking map. This was made by Cry's History. Can you zoom down? Sure. Let's go to 1 for 1, and then we'll start. Let's read the map. I'm going to start at the top left and go across it. I feel like I can zoom out a little bit, huh? There we go. Zoom in 1. Let's read the map nice and slow. It is a pretty good looking map. I think it's one of the best maps that I've ever been sent. I didn't handcraft this one. All I did was change all of the events on it. She's a beauty. Cry's History, I don't know if she still watches, but fantastic artist, great map designer, really good friend, really good person, really nice person, and very hard on herself. I feel like I get Cry's History a little bit. I keep saying her. I don't know why I think she's a female. It might be a guy, but I think it's a female. I think she's a she, but regardless, I think the same of him or her. Fantastic. The reason why I get this, actually, I don't want to go into private matters because maybe this person doesn't want me to. So, some self-doubt, but tons of talent. They is a safe one? Yep, I think so. How hard would it be to make a node system like this into a plugin? Well, it depends on what you need it to do. Like, do you want it to just count a variable? Do you need it to just count a variable, or are you looking for it to also award items and stuff? Because if you just want a node system that counts variables and then you decide what happens when those variables reach numbers, it would be kind of, well, it'd be more simple. But it starts getting complex when you're thinking about having a node system that awards items based on timers, which would be a variable, or consumes items. It can be very complicated, actually. It's possible. JS is pretty good. Isn't the system Drifty crafted solely evented? Yeah, it is. Make LOD in Roblox Studio. Oh yeah, my stepson plays all kinds of Roblox games. Keep telling him he should learn to make some of his own. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming to the live stream. I think I'm going to end a little bit early today. You guys are fantastic. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord and send me a message or ask in the Discord. Links in the description below. Big shout out to everybody who's come to the stream today and listen to me rant a little bit about how I'm not ready to finish this project, and I'm going to apologize to everybody who was excited to have me work on this again. I polished a few things, fixed a few bugs. There's still a bug down here. I don't know what's causing it. It's a movement bug. But yeah, I think tomorrow I'll be working in GMS2. I'm going to probably need to update it again. I haven't messed with it before. I did not too long ago, a few weeks ago. I loaded it and did an update, and then I looked at a blank project. I'm like, yep, I'm not gonna do that right now. But if I decide I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, then I'm gonna try to make a free game and release it on itch as well. Probably a very low-res pixel art game. I don't know what kind of game yet, but I guess who decides to join the stream tomorrow can help me figure out what we're going to be doing in GMS2. Also, be happy to help you guys learn what I know in GMS2, which isn't mountains, but it's pretty extensive as far as it comes to what you can do, and it has a pretty good help file. I mean, the help files are out of date a bit, but they're like massive. They're huge, and there's a lot of resources online as well. So I think we're going to start a new project in GMS2 starting tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and hopefully you guys come join me. I'd really appreciate it. But if that's not your thing, I totally get it. And thank you so much for coming. We're going to be working in RPG Maker MV from time to time, as always. I've never stopped working in RPG Maker. When the new version comes out, I'll be all over that. You can believe that. I'll start remaking some of the older tutorials with terrible audio, so that let me rephrase that. I'll start remaking some of the older tutorials that had terrible audio and put them into a better, cleaner, edited format. I kind of cringe at some of my old videos, just because it's like some of them you can't even hear my voice. The music's so freaking loud. You gotta be like, huh? Oh my gosh. I could always make Terraria videos again. The first video I uploaded to YouTube was a Terraria video. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Love you very much. Subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of content. Like this live stream, like this video. If you want to show your support, you can back me on patreon.com/driftwoodgaming. All support is appreciated. And go download my game. It's free. Legend of Driftwood version 1.62 is available on itch.io. You can click the link in the description and give it a download. See what you think of my past work, and if you like it, you can drop a donation, or you can not. That's absolutely fine. I like seeing the number of downloads go up. It gives me the dopamine drips in my brain. So yeah, go download, play my game, even if you just want to download it to make the number go up. Alright, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you guys. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Yeah, it's the same time as this, Werewolf. So this is, right now is close to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I usually stream from 2 to 4. So 22 hours from now, I should be live again. You gotta work tomorrow, Royal? Ah, that sucks. Well, it should be able to watch, you should be able to watch it on YouTube afterwards. That's what I like about YouTube. When I stream to Twitch, you don't get any VODs, they disappear. And even on Mixer, you only get them for 14 days, but YouTube, now that is for a long time until YouTube decides that there's something wrong with it and it shouldn't be there, or the site dies. It'll be there. Or my channel is deleted, you know. It'll be there for a while anyway, hopefully. So you should be able to watch it. But you can't participate in the madness that is the chat. I know, that sucks. You're a good cat, Royal. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming. Werewolf, see you later. I don't know if you're coming tomorrow, but we'll see you. Skepsis, thank you so much. Doc Wees, always a pleasure. Ekaterina, thank you for coming. Jasmine, appreciate you. Cool Sora, thanks for coming. Joshua Nichols, appreciate you. Everybody else, there's a few of you are very talkative, and I like that. And some of you just kind of lurk, which is totally cool. Skepsis. Who did I miss? Snoozish. Ren Woodard. A strange liquid, you say? Everybody else. See you guys. Bye-bye.